of Charleston product. He played his college ball not too far away from me. About an hour and a half away from my home. Powerhouse program down there in Charleston. 4th down and 13. Upcoming for the Miners as they can't get anything going right now. .856 and counting, no score. Ball is on the 23-yard line. Into the backfield now is Deshaun Johnson. William Patterson product, providing some extra blocking back there for Daryl Clark. Clark has plenty of time. Looking across the middle. The pass is complete to Coleman, but he is going to be short of the first down marker as he was brought down at the 14. It was Wardlow, and also in on that coverage was Ware, who had the sack in the first drive there. So neither team able to get anything going. 8:37 to go in the first quarter. No score. You're listening to Wheeling Miners football. And welcome back inside West Banco Arena. The Columbus Lions taking on the Wheeling Miners. Second drive of the game for Columbus, as Smith is the motion man out there for the Lions. It's going to be a pitch out to the outside. Fortson, your ball carrier, the Florida State product, and he will be met by Dio DeSois, Raymond Cutts, and Colton Ryan. I think we had a flag come in at the end there. Can't quite see it from my vantage point. And it is going to be a face mask against the Miners. Oh, yeah, I was thrown right up against the boards there. That's why I couldn't see it from my vantage point. So a face mask against the Miners on the run there by Jermon Fortson. And this will move it all the way up to the 22-yard line. First down and 10 for Columbus. Fortson is the running back. We're used to seeing Marco Lee, the running back out of South Alabama, back there. But it will be Fortson for right now. He is the sidecar off to the right of Espinosa. Todd Simmons also out there as well for Columbus. Espinosa going to launch it up in the no man's land. There is 2 Miners back there and 3 Columbus Lions. Nobody able to get to the ball, and that'll bring up a second down and 10 for Columbus.
No one anywhere around that ball at all. Espinosa must have thought he was breaking in, and he didn't. He broke to the outside, so just a choice route there and wrong choice by the receiver.
So that ball went right to the middle there. Like Jeff was saying, we had 3 Columbus Lions in the vicinity there and a few Miners. 7:17 and counting here in the first quarter. No score. Lions on their second drive of the game, as Espinosa is going to have to hurry this one up as the official is counting. Sends a man in motion. Espinosa back to pass. Looking, tried to tuck it and run, and he does. Able to gain a few yards up to midfield. Dio DeSois, Raymond Cutts, and on the stop there for the Miners.
Cutts having himself a game here early, all over the field, flying around, making plays for the Miners.
Robert Garrett also out there. He's going to come out of the game for right now. Cutts to Swaw and McGee down there on the off defensive line. Colton Ryan, the Mac. Javon Johnson, the Jack. Isaiah Robinson, Myron Mounds, and JT Taylor. All back deep here for Wheeling on this 3rd down and 8 from midfield. Criddle is the far side receiver. Portson is the running back. Stack formation on the near side for Columbus. Espinosa back to pass. Espinosa tucking, still has time. Wide open is Todd Simmons, and he is in the end zone for a touchdown. However, we had a flag come out at the end there. I believe it's going to be a holding call. Came right there at the very end from one of the receivers. I think it was Jacob Smith, the guilty party. There will be a holding call. Here comes the call from the officials. So a 10-yard penalty from the spot will mark the ball at the Miners 13. It'll be a 1st down and 10 for Columbus. So Todd Simmons, he had a touchdown here on the very first play of the season, but as a member of the Jersey Bearcats, gets denied a touchdown there via the holding call. Criddle is the far side receiver. On the near side here is Smith and Simmons. Espinosa doing the hard count. We had a flag on the play as Espinosa was brought down all the way back. We'll see who the call is on here as the officials coming together. Because Espinosa was stopped on a sack. Here comes the call here from the officials. So wait for it. So the foul's offset there. We had offsides on the defense, but then an illegal formation on Columbus. I don't think the tight end declared on that one.
No, he didn't. He didn't throw his hand up as all. So
that'll be 1st down for Columbus from their 13-yard line. Check that, from the Miners 13. 5:23 and counting here in the first quarter. Still no score. Tyreek Stewart is the declared tight end. North Carolina A&T product. Also not a long time member, but a veteran member of the Columbus Lions. And the pass is complete in the end zone to Criddle. It'll be a touchdown, but we have a flag on the play. It's going to be illegal defense against the Miners. So this is going to be declined, and it will be a Columbus touchdown. However, Jeff, it looks like Criddle was shaken up on the play. The UCF played his college ball at UCF and Georgia State. So we do have an injury here on Criddle. Able to get up with some assistance from his teammates. And now able to walk off on his own power. That's exactly what you want to see. Incredible, Jeff, just a fantastic catch to look that one all the way in for the touchdown.
Yeah, opening score here of the game. Way to hold on to it. Had 2 defenders around him, but was able to corral it in and get it for the score.
Braden Wood in to attempt the extra point. This will be out of the Michael Hill hold. Left-handed quarterback out of River City Prep with the hold. And Wood will split the uprights and good. 4:52 remaining here in the first quarter. Columbus draws first blood as they lead the Miners 7-0. You're listening to Wheeling Miners football. And welcome back inside West Banco Arena. A Blaine Espinosa touchdown strike to Credle, and the Lions strike first blood at 4:52 of the first quarter. Braden Wood set to kick off here for Columbus. Back deep for Wheeling, Rainius Daramola. Also back there, Isaiah Robinson. As Wood and the boys in blue, the Columbus Lions, set to kick off here after the touchdown strike from Espinosa to Credle. It's a line drive kick, and it would have been a good one, but it did go out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. So ball will be placed at the 20 and will be a first down for Wheeling. Well, they're saying the ball went out at the 10 on the bounce. Yeah, that's where the ball bounced out. So we'll be at the 10 on that far side hash mark. First down and 10 for Wheeling. Nothing going there on the first drive as they had a turnover on downs. It was a nice completion to Alex Coleman, but just was unable to find the sticks. Odin is the far side receiver. Daramola here on the near side. Alex Coleman is going to be your motion man for Wheeling. Clark back to pass, looking over to the corner, gets it to Daramola. Pass is complete. Droel Green in on the stop there for Columbus, the longtime veteran for the Lions.
That's one thing, this Lions team, very veteran heavy. It seems like, Columbus has been around for a very long time, and it seems like their players just stay. I mean, it's a great franchise for sure.
Yeah, definitely a fantastic city too, and arena. Never been down there for football yet. I hope I have an opportunity to see the Columbus Lions in Columbus. Down there for hockey. Second down upcoming here for the Miners from their own 16-yard line. Clark sent a man in motion. It's Coleman. Clark dropping back, looking across the complete to Coleman, and Green makes the tackle, flips into the box, and then right back over the boards. That's what you got to love about arena football. Green makes the stop on Coleman, but Coleman has the first down, and Green is no worse for wear.
Great job there by Coleman, seeing the ball in, looking it in, and getting upfield. Great catch by Coleman. What a throw also by DC.
Now, we've talked about Daryl Clark and Alex Coleman, and we've talked about veterans out there in arena football. And we just see the veteran leadership there of Daryl Clark and Alex Coleman. Rainius Daramola will be the motion man for Wheeling as Clark. He's going to hand it off to Andy Plowden. Plowden plowing forward into the waiting hands there of DeAndre Brown. Able to gain a yard on the play, just trying to change up the pace a little bit. And that will bring up a second down for Wheeling from the 14, or check that, from the 19-yard line in Columbus territory. 2:40 and counting here in the first quarter, 7-0 in favor of Wheeling, or check that, in favor of Columbus. I apologize, folks. Odin, the near side receiver, with Coleman, the motion man for Wheeling. Daramola is the far side receiver as Clark comes in under center for Wheeling. We're going to have movement on the play. It'll be a false start against the Miners, and that'll move them back almost all the way to midfield. So it was the center, Caden Berger, getting too much of a quick jump there. And the Miners are going to be faced with a second down and 14 from the Columbus 24. 2:10 and counting in the first quarter. Daramola is the far side receiver. Alex Coleman will be your motion man for Wheeling. Tylen Odin here on the near side working on Denoris Wardlow. Here goes Coleman in motion for Wheeling. Clark takes a three-step drop. Clark has to step up into the pocket, was looking for Coleman. Pass falls incomplete, and that'll bring up a third down and 13 for the Miners. And on the coverage there was Shakari Thomas, the Vanderbilt product for the Columbus Lions. 1:33 remaining here in the first quarter, 7-0 Columbus. And the Miners are faced with a 3rd down and 13 as the Lions snuffed that one out there from the start. Coleman made a great break on the ball, but right there was Thomas, and it was just overthrown a little bit there over the head of Alex Coleman, the Capital University product. Clark back to pass, looking. Clark looking downfield, and Thomas is going to knock this one away from Coleman. If Clark was able to get a little bit more air on that one, he had Coleman streaking down the side.
Yeah, he had Coleman in the corner of the end zone there. Coleman kind of had a slow developing route there, and he just kind of burned it off to the side. Just a quick release by Daryl Clark. So unfortunately, miscommunication of Daryl Clark and Alex Coleman.
34 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. The Miners faced with a 4th and 13 on their second drive here of the game. Columbus took the lead on a Blaine Espinosa touchdown pass. Jude Giseus Credle. Clark back to pass. Clark having to step up. Clark bullets a pass over to the side to Daramola. Pass is complete at the 10, and that'll be a 1st down for the Miners. Great job by Clark to avoid the rush, stepped up in the pocket, and then just fired one off to the right. And folks, that's already going to wrap up the first quarter of play. 7-0 in. Seven nothing in favor of Columbus, but a fresh set of downs here for Wheeling. First down and goal from the Columbus 10. Clark has a man in motion. That's going to be Robinson. Here comes the pressure. Clark standing there looking towards the end zone. Rainius Daramola. Touchdown, Miners.
What a catch by Daramola, going up and getting the ball at its highest point and bringing it down for the score.
Great patience as well there by Daryl Clark in the pocket, stepped up, put it where only Daramola could get to it, and he has the Miners on the board with the ever-important extra point pending from the veteran Jim Terry. This will be out of the Alex Coleman hold. Switching Plowden over to the other side. And here's the snap there from Perry. It's a low one, and Coleman's just going to have to jump on top of it. So unfortunately, after a botched snap, the Miners still trail 7-6 over Columbus, just underway here in the second quarter. But Jeff, I tell you what a great reception there by Daramola. Great job by Clark. Great hold there by the line. Just everything coming together for that touchdown.
An us or nobody ball there from Daryl Clark, putting it up only where his receiver could go and get it. And Daramola did just that. Great catch. Way to hold on to the football, too, after the hit. And that puts in the score. Unfortunately, bad snap. So 7-6 right now in favor of the Lions.
And I'll tell you what, one thing, too. I mean, there has been some huge hits in this game so far here tonight, Jeff. Both these teams, they know what's at stake here. and they know they are not. This is no throwaway game by any means. They are coming with everything that they have.
Absolutely. And like I said, this has been a tight contested. Defenses have really been the mindset here of both teams.
So Jim Terry has this one teed up and will be ready to kick off again. Don't forget, it was Jesse Riverio was the one that had the initial return on a line drive kick there by Jim Terry. But back deep is Jacob Smith, hanging out at about the 5-yard line as Terry has this one teed up and ready to go for Wheeling. Here's the kick from Terry. It's going to be another line drive kick. It's going to hit off of the hands of one of the Columbus Lions players. On the return here, it's Wardlow, the University of Charleston product, and he will have the Lions in great field position inside the Miners' 20-yard line.
Good field position for the Lions here to start this one once again in Miners territory.
We'll have some change-ups down there. Robert Garrett coming in on the defensive line, rather. Dio Dessois, Raymond Cutts, Javon Johnson, Jack Perry, both Wheeling University products in the linebacker position. JT Taylor, Myron Mounds, Isaiah Robinson are your defensive backs for Wheeling. Man goes in motion for Columbus. It's a pass is complete out to Smith, but Isaiah Robinson, normally a wide receiver, all over that one and taking down Smith right after the reception.
What a read there by Isaiah Robinson, putting his face right on the ball there. Great job. Somebody, like we mentioned, does not play defensive back a lot, but when he's called upon, he does what he can.
Now you have Dante Mason up in the AFL last night. How about that game? Dante Mason against Jarvay Flowers. Two former Miners playing in the AF1 now. Flowers with the Michigan Arsenal. And Dante Mason with the Albany Firebirds. Espinosa back to pass. Has time. Looking across the middle. It's intercepted. JT Taylor, who was the hero of last year's game. Taylor with one man to beat. And he does. And it's a touchdown, Miners. JT Taylor with the pick six there. Now, Raymond Cutts recovered it in the end zone, but I think Taylor might have broke the plane there for a pick six.
Yep, I believe he did, and the officials call it. It is confirmed. Touchdown, JT Taylor. JT Taylor had a pick six in the opening game against this same team.
So JT Taylor again, he definitely enjoys playing against the Columbus Lions. Led the Miners to a victory last season down there in Georgia in the quarterback position. And then this year, 2 pick sixes against the Columbus Lions. Jim Terry in to attempt the extra point. We do have the red challenge flag that came out. So it looks like we will be going to another review. So we will see what the call is here from the official, but it looks like we are going back to the replay monitor. So we have a coach's challenge here. So we're going to step away here while the officials figure this one out. 12-7 Miners, 12:21 remaining here in the second quarter. You're listening to Wheeling Miners football. And welcome back in here. The officials have the call. Columbus coach does not look pleased, so I think this is standing. So it is an interception for a touchdown. So JT Taylor with the pick six. And the Miners take the lead. And it looks like the Miners defense is going to come onto the field here for a 2-point conversion try. Clark coming back in the shotgun formation. He has Plowden off to his right in his more natural position than that running back position that he told me about when he first started for the team 2 years ago. Mainly a running back, was used as a fullback 2 seasons ago. Clark trying to roll out to his left, and that one was snuffed out from the start. We do have a flag on the play. It's going to be an illegal defense. I think it was, I don't know if that was an outside blitz or. So it is an illegal defense call. I'll move the ball up to the 1 here. Jeff, and as you know, when you get in there, it's always so tough. Very, very tight end zone here.
You get close to that goal line, it seems like the harder it is to try to punch it in here. So we'll see what Coach Mack has to call here.
Clark coming in under center. He has Plowden lined up behind him. Coleman is your motion man for Wheeling. Here's the handoff to Plowden, but he is going to be stuffed at the line there. Michael Yancey. And then also somebody else was shaken up on the play. And it looks like it's going to be the Southern Miss product in DeAndre Brown. We also had a flag that came out there at the end. So we'll see what happened here. What the call will be from the officials. But as of right now, Plowden was stuffed on the attempt. We do have a player shaken up in DeAndre Brown, defensive lineman out of Southern Miss. It was definitely hard contact when they met at the line. And he is able to get up on his own power. It looks like might have just kind of got the wind knocked out of him. But Brown is back up on his own power. So Andy Plowden is called for the unsportsmanlike. So this will be after the kickoff here. But the Miners take a 12-7 lead with 11:54 remaining here in the second quarter. Don't forget, folks, you can join us next week, June 20th. The regular season finale, that is. The Mississippi Wolfpack making the trip here to Wheeling to take on the Miners.
OVAC night as well. So
OVAC night.
Very excited for that.
We have the OVAC pretty well represented here in the booth.
Yeah.
A couple Wheeling Park lads, Buckeye local.
Couple St. Clairsville, got some John Marshall down at the other end.
Have some fans all the way from Toronto,
Yep.
Ohio, and Oak Glen in the stands here tonight. So like I said, the OVAC well represented. Also had Steubenville in the house. Leland Sayre, the young man that carried the microphone back down there. Not a high school kid yet, but he will be representing the Big Red here in about 7 years. Kickoff coming here from Jim Terry after the pick six by JT Taylor. It's going to be a kick. It's going to go off to the left, and this one is going to bounce out of bounds as well. See where the official will mark this one. Looks like at the 14 is where this one's going to be marked.
What's going on with that corner over there? That's 2 kicks that have ended up on that side around the 15 and 10 yard lines. Is that turf like extra bouncy over there?
It must be. Jim Terry and Braden Wood must have noticed something in warm-ups. But we do have the 10-yard penalty, which is going to bring it all the way back up to the 24-yard line. First down and 10 for the Lions. Sean McGee, Dio DeSois, Raymond Cutt down there On the defensive line for Wheeling, Jack Perry, Javon Johnson, your linebackers, the Wheeling University product. West Liberty product, Isaiah Robinson. Akron product, Myron Mounds, and William Patterson product, JT Taylor are your defensive backs. For Wheeling, passes complete to the outside to Todd Simmons, almost similar to where he caught that first touchdown pass of the season, but he'll be stopped immediately after about a gain of 3. Brings up 2nd down and 7 for the Columbus Lions. Just that quick pass. That has been Espinosa's bread and butter here so far. Yeah, 2nd down upcoming from the 23-yard line on the far side of the field. 12-7 Miners. 10:50 to go here in the first quarter. Perry is your Mac out there, and he's bringing the pressure. It's going to be the Florida State product, Jamon Fortson, on the carry, and he is going to be gobbled up there by Dio DeSois. Dio making the stop at the 22, call it a gain of 1, bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Lions.
Great job there by DeSois, recognizing the run coming up and making the stop there.
You have Jamon Fortson, wide receiver and running back out there for the Columbus Lions. He is the sidecar off to the left of Espinosa. Here comes the man in motion. It's the speedy Todd Simmons. Espinosa dropping back the pass, looking across the middle. Pass is complete to Smith, and he is into the end zone for the Columbus touchdown. 2nd touchdown pass of the night by Espinosa, and this time he finds Jacob Smith.
Great patience there by Espinosa, waiting for the route and waiting for the coverage to come up and just fires it in there to the receiver. Great job by Espinosa seeing the opening there and getting the score.
So Braden Wood in to attempt the extra point. And after giving up a touchdown, the Lions swing right back and retake this lead 13-12 with the extra point pending here from Braden Wood. Here's the snap. It's a good one. They're able to get it down, and it's going to go off to the left of the goalpost. No good. 9:21 remaining here in the second quarter. 13-12 in favor of Columbus. You're listening to Wheeling Miners football. We're back here at West Banco Arena, and Jeff, this game has not disappointed here. We knew this was going to be a high-flying, close game, especially here in the first half.
Oh, absolutely, and we've seen both teams miss extra points and miss, opportunities here, so got to kind of, both teams got to cut down on the mistakes.
It's kind of very similar to how this first game went down there in Georgia between these two fantastic squads. Have another brief delay here.
Great rivalry this has really turned into. This is the 4th time these teams have played each other and just really became that really, really good rivalry. And we knew that when both teams entered this league.
And then last year, the teams won on each other's home turf. As Wood, he's going to launch this one all the way back into the end zone. And this one will go for a touchback. But Jeff, as I was just saying, Columbus last year, both these teams were in the NAL. The Lions picking up a victory here at West Banco Arena, and then the Miners going down to Columbus last game of the season and picking up a victory down there. So the Lions get the first victory on their home turf this year. So the Miners just trying to kind of keep with that theme right now.
Yeah, and it's one of those things you got to look for in, championship implications. We've talked about it. If these two teams would meet in the championship, they're on opposite sides of the playoff bracket. Right now, Columbus would host that championship game.
Stack formation here on the near side. Daramola and Coleman. Man going in motion is Tylen Oden. Also the backup quarterback here on this Miners team. Clark, back to pass. He's launching one downfield, and this one's going to go all the way out of bounds as Oden was not able to catch up to that one. The big 6'5", 190-pound product of Virginia State. Also spent some time at Rutgers. Pass falls incomplete. 8:25 remaining here in the first half. Columbus leading 13-12. Second down and 10 upcoming for Wheeling.
Great job by the Miners offensive line there, giving Daryl Clark plenty of time to throw the ball downfield.
Yeah, you had Johnson on the outside there, holding his block the whole way. It's being flanked by Shamil Roberts on the other side. Kanan Berger in the middle. Clark coming in under center. Plowden is the sidecar off to the right. A.C. Coleman will be the motion man for Wheeling. Here comes Clark. Rolling out to his right. Clark, he's going to be hit, and he is going to be brought down for a sack. Michael Yancey on the stop on that one. And this will bring up a third down and long. And like I said about Michael Yancey, he has been in this building, played in this building a few times as a member of the Peach State Cats and also a member of these very Columbus Lions last season.
A great job by Yancey to get in there. Daryl Clark just trying to be a magician there and just get out of the pocket, and unfortunately just suffocated and down and could not make the play.
The third down upcoming from the Miners 17. Clark's going to come back in under center. Plowden will be the sidecar off to his left. Coleman is your motion man again for Wheeling. Clark back to pass. Here comes the pressure from Columbus, looking across the middle and just over the head of A.C. Coleman. Little bit too tall for that one, and it'll bring up a fourth down. Great route there by Coleman, but Clark just unable to hit him there on that bullet pass.
Coleman sat down right in the middle of that coverage. If Daryl Clark puts that ball a little bit lower and out in front of AC, he might still be running.
And a great pickup there on the block by Andy Plowden. I think that was the veteran DeCoven Ware, the linebacker out of Delta State, that was just coming right up the middle. And Plowden picked him up and was able to cause Clark to help Clark with a little bit more time there. My apologies on that, folks. Clark back to pass. He has a lot of time looking across the middle. Pass is complete to Daramola, but he is going to be stopped short again. And making that stop was Denoris Wardlow. It'll be a turnover on downs at the Columbus 22-yard line. So that's twice now, Jeff, that Wardlow has stepped up and stopped the Miners on a fourth down try.
Yeah, coming in there, making the play there. Great catch by Daramola, but unfortunately cannot turn up field and make the play to get the first down. Clark threw a good ball out in front of him, enough space, but the Lions just suffocated him and put him into the wall and, get the ball and turnover on downs.
Defensive line down there now. Robert Garrett, Dio Dessois in the middle. And on the outside, Raymond Cutts, Javon Johnson, Colton Ryan, your linebackers. Same defensive backs, Robinson, Mounds, and Taylor. Espinosa back to pass, has a man lurking, but it's intercepted. Isaiah Robinson with the interception in the end zone there. Espinosa tried to split that into double coverage, and it was picked off by Isaiah Robinson. Also, Myron Mounds was back in the vicinity.
Great job by Isaiah Robinson, cutting the middle of the field off, baiting Espinosa, using that recovery speed he uses on offense all the time, and jumps up and makes the interception. Great job by Isaiah Robinson.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Robinson, just an absolute stud out there, playing on both sides of the ball now. Playing wide receiver and defensive back. And he showed off his wide receiver skills there with the interception. 5:27 and counting here in the second quarter. The Miners have fresh life again. Columbus changing up personnel, and it's Robinson, the man who just made the interception, will be coming back in, but having some room is Daryl Clark Clark gets a few nice blocks, and he is off to the races. Touchdown, Miners! Daryl Clark, he was a Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year at one point and shows off his feet right there for the touchdown, but unfortunately the extracurriculars after the play.
Yeah, it gets a little emotional there, but unfortunately, like you mentioned, Chris, former Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year at the Pennsylvania State University.
So he gets the taunting call, and that'll come on the kickoff, but the Miners take an 18-13 lead here in the second quarter, and Jeff, these two heavyweights just continue to throw the haymakers out there.
What vision there by Daryl Clark, seeing it. Great blocks by his receivers to get out in front. Clark cutting back across the field and finding his way into the other quarter of the end zone he started in.
So the Miners, they're actually going to take the penalty on the 2-point conversion try.
Yeah, going to give him more room here. That's actually pretty smart. I mean, gives you more room to see where you're at and get a good play call here.
So 2-point conversion. Well, now they're going to bring in Jim Terry for an opportunity here.
Possible drop kick.
Yeah, they're going to take a timeout. Let's take a quick timeout with them. 18-13 Miners, 4:46 to go here in the second quarter. You're listening to Wheeling Miners football. Extra point try here by Jim Terry. Here's the snap. Terry will get the kick up, but it is going to go wide to the right this time. Terry had the distance, just goes to the right of the goalpost. 4:44 remaining here in the second quarter, 18-13. But Jeff, like I said, these two heavyweights just swinging out there. What a play by Clark. He knew he had everybody lined up in the trips formation to the right, saw nothing but green in front of him, and just took off and showed off that speed. Now we're also going to have a coach's challenge from Coach McKinney. I mean, really, I think the only thing he can challenge here would be illegal defense. So 18-13 is your score right now, depending on the coach's challenge here. So they are challenging for illegal defense. But Jeff will keep it right here as, I mean, like I said, that first drive for the Miners, it was pretty much completely shut down there by the defensive line of Columbus. And then they get some things going and then got shut down twice on a fourth down.
Yeah, I mean, we've mentioned, both defenses really stepping up here and really getting it done. It's been, we talked about the offenses, but man, the defenses are flying around. And how about the Miners making interceptions? And we talked about, Robinson not playing defensive back, but coming up with a huge interception there in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, I know when he had his time at Wash High, he was somebody that he played safety. I think he played safety and corner at Wash High, but also was obviously a star wide receiver with the Prexies, and then was a star wide receiver at West Liberty University. Found his way out to the Rapid City Marshals, and then pretty much comes back home and has spent the last 3 seasons here with this Wheeling Miners team. And it just shows how good he is to be able to come back and forth and just play several different positions.
I mean, he's somebody that's really a face of the franchise. We have a couple here in Wheeling, guys that have been here for a long time. You mentioned Isaiah Robinson, and we had a huge game out of him last week. Agent Zero, just a great, guys that have been around, played at Wheeling University. You mentioned West Liberty, but Wheeling University as well.
Yeah, him and Javon Johnson, two of the inaugural members of this Wheeling Miners team. You had Andy Plowden was one of the members of the inaugural team, Cam Dixon as well. Dixon, unfortunately, not available tonight with an injury, but we hope to see Cam back in the lineup next week against the Mississippi Wolfpack.
Looks like we might be getting a call here. Let's take it back down to the field and see what the call is.
So it is a failed challenge for the Miners, but not a bad call there from Coach McKinney because, you can't take that challenge into the next half anyway.
Right. No, it's a good call. It's a really good call. You want to try to, get some extra points and keep the points up here in this game. You're down, so you need every point you can get.
Jacob Smith back deep here. He has a touchdown reception from Blaine Espinosa. We haven't had the opportunity to see him return a kick yet. Jim Terry's first kick going to Riverio. And then the second kick bouncing out of bounds. So we'll see what the veteran Jim Terry wants to do on this one. It'll be a deep kick, and we are going to get to see Smith return this one as he gets it at the 10, gets a burst of speed, and then gets hit hard at the 22-yard line. Was knocked down there. Javon Johnson, Rainius Daramola, and on the stop there for Wheeling.
Daramola able to put his helmet on the football there. Ball pops out, but the returner able to corral it back in. So great job by Smith, realizing the ball was loose, but what a hit there by Daramola.
Daramola, normally a wide receiver. They're on special teams, making the big hit. Robinson, Mounds, and JT Taylor are your defensive backs. Javon Johnson, Colton Ryan are your linebackers. Robert Garrett, Raymond Cutts, and Dio Dessois are your defensive linemen down there for Wheeling. As a man goes in motion, Krettel gets the reception here on the outside. JT Taylor was going for the strip, but coming in to finish off Krettel was Raymond Cutts and Dio Dessois.
Seems like that's the main names we've been calling tonight, Chris, is Cutts and Dessois. There on the defensive line. Dessois playing that nose guard, and then Cutts playing defensive end. He kind of flips depending on the strong side. So two we've called all night long.
Cutts, the Troy University product, 6'4", 240 pounds. That's why he's very elusive down there as Krettel goes in motion. Here comes the pressure from the Miners. Espinosa throwing one towards the end zone. JT Taylor with his third interception of the game. Check that, his second interception of the game, third interception of the game for the Miners in general. And they will take over on their own 10-yard line after the second interception of the game by JT Taylor.
What a job. Once again, getting the ball at its highest point. This defense is baiting Espinosa right now and thinking and giving him false hope in the end zone, and they're just taking it away from him.
That just shows the speed of the defensive backs. Some burners back there in Robinson, Taylor, and Mounds. And you have Robinson and Taylor that have the height advantage. And then Mounds stands 5'9", but he's 185 pounds of just brick muscle. 303 and counting, 18-13 Miners. Clark, back to pass, looking across the middle, and perfect timing on that one as Coleman is separated roughly from the ball by the veteran in green for Columbus. So kind of a quick curl route there, and just picture perfect timing by Green to knock that one away from Alex Coleman. 2:37 and counting. Second down and 10 upcoming for Wheeling. Ball on the far side hash mark of the 10-yard line. Coleman will be your motion man. Daramola will be the stationary receiver here on the near side. Over on the far side is Odin. Clark Back to pass, fires it over to the near side. Pass is complete to Rainius Daramola. He'll be brought down by Jakari Thomas. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 2 for the Miners from their own 17-yard line. Odin is the far side receiver. Now, you know they can use Robinson. They have, but trying to keep Robinson nice and fresh out there for defense. So Odin stepping in, the 6'5", 190-pound wide receiver. Alex Coleman, the motion man. Daramola stationary over on the far side. Here goes Coleman in motion for Wheeling. Here comes the pressure from Ware. Pass was complete to Plowden out of the backfield as Ware pretty much came in untouched on that one, and Clark was able to dump it off there to Plowden. It's a loss on the play all the way back to the 13. And now bring up a 4th down and 8 for the Miners. Clock at 1:14. So I think the Miners are going to be able to run this down to the 1-minute warning. Leading 18-13 going into the second half here. But don't forget, they will receive the kick in the second half. And that is your 1-minute timeout right there. So we'll step aside. Miners leading 18-13. You're listening to Wheeling Miners football. Welcome back here. 4th down and 8 upcoming here for Wheeling. Here goes Alex Coleman in motion. Clark back to pass. Bolts it out to Coleman, who lowers his shoulder, and he will have the 1st down into Lions territory. Just kind of threading the needle there between Wardlow and Thomas. And Coleman has the 1st down at the Columbus 22.
What a route there by Alex Coleman. Sneaky veteran move there to slide into the coverage. Great awareness there by Daryl Clark, seeing that number 3 flash in front of him, and he hits him for the 1st down.
Miners with 41 seconds remaining here in the first half to try to take a 2-possession lead. Clark coming in under center. Here comes the pressure from the Lions. They drop 2 men in coverage. Pass is complete on the outside to Coleman, but he was right up against the wall there on the 21. Pass is only complete for 1 yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 9 with 25 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Lions were not fooled on that one. Daramola tried to take the coverage with him forward, and it left AC there on the wall alone, but great insight there by the Lions, seeing the play develop and hitting AC as soon as he caught the football.
Richardson and Ware just stayed at home on that one in that linebacker position, taking away the middle. Clark coming back in under center. Isaiah Robinson now is going to be the motion man for Wheeling. Clark back to pass, launching one towards the end zone, towards Robinson. Incomplete as he threw that one into double coverage. In on the coverage on that one was Darrell Green and Denoris Wardlow. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 for Wheeling. As they were unable to hit Robinson in the end zone on that one. DeCoven Ware just coming right up the middle again. the veteran linebacker out of Delta State. Trips here to the near side. Daramola, Robinson, and your motion man, Alex Coleman. Here goes Coleman in motion. Clark back to pass. Clark looking, launches one towards the end zone. This one's going to be intercepted by Wardlow, and he will be brought down by Isaiah Robinson. So Denoris Wardlow picks up an interception the other way, the first turnover for the Miners here in this game.
Unfortunate pass there by Daryl Clark. Don't know if the receivers and them were trying to work something up there, did not work what they were doing.
I think that's what the conversation is now with Coach McKinney and his receiving core. Robinson going to have to come back out and play defensive back. I hope he put that high octane fuel into his body here tonight. Does the Crafty Arena veteran. And he will be one-on-one with Jesse Riverio. The other motion man is Jacob Smith. Espinosa back to pass. Has a man across the middle. It's Krettel. And Krettel takes it out of bounds to stop the clock there. And he will have a Columbus first down to the 22 with 6.7 seconds to go.
Lions trying to muster something up here. Good joke there, Chris. 6-7. I enjoy it.
You know, we
nice
are
sneaking in there.
We weren't on the camera. You didn't have to tell the folks that I did that. 18-13. Folks, we hope you are having as much fun watching the stream as we are bringing it to you.
Don't forget, we will go down to the field too here as soon as we go to halftime and see what our other broadcast partner has going on down there in the sidelines.
That is Hudson Davis, who jumped on the call last week. Wheeling's going to burn a timeout. They didn't quite have the right defensive battery that they wanted out there. Believe the Miners say, no, that was actually their final timeout because they lost the other one during the challenge. So 6 seconds to go here. And they're going to have to be careful of the deep ball. I know they picked it off 3 times. But I tell you what, Riverio just came flying out of his stance on that last one. And he had a step there on JT Taylor. Goes Riverio in motion. Espinosa back to pass. Looking. Brings it out here to Krettel. And Krettel, it's going to be out of bounds. 0.6 seconds to go. But we do have a flag on the play. See what the call will be here. This could be a very interesting call. Because if it's against Wheeling, nope, it's going against Columbus. So this one's going to come back with 0.6 of a second remaining. The Miners leading 18-13. Ball will be all the way back at the 12. So we might get one last heave to the end zone here from Blaine Espinosa. Krettel, Smith, and Riverio are your receivers down there for Columbus. Fortson, sidecar off to the right here of Espinosa. Espinosa back to pass, scrambling out of trouble. Espinosa just going to launch one. And making the big hit there was JT Taylor, but hanging on to the football. Now we got a fight going on between JT Taylor and number 14, Jacob Smith. Now everybody coming out onto the field here. And everybody would like to have a conversation. As the players are now going to be separated.
That's a way to end the half, isn't it?
And not quite the way I would want to see it happen.
No, but, you know.
Especially after really good football. But, yeah, definitely the emotions on both teams. So, Jeff, I think now would be a great time to check in with our sideline report.
Living up to the Columbus Lions coming in here 7-0, and the Wheeling Miners coming in 4-1. This game has just lived up to everything the fans have expected. And for a quick couple plays that I want to really highlight here, I want to start off with the first opening touchdown with the Columbus Lions. Frettel, he opened the scoring early, and he took a huge hit there that did knock him out of the game for a little bit, but he did come back with flying energy. The Miners came right back, though, and, they started a terrific touchdown there with Daramola. He caught the ball in crazy traffic, and it was just a great touchdown there to make the game 7-6 Lions. And then the Lions came out hot once again here, folks. JT Taylor saved the day, though, with a terrific pick six and taking it back to make the game 13-7 Wheeling Miners. After that, though, the Lions came back, and their offensive onslaught would not be stopped. It looks like we're going to be extending the period here, folks.
So once again, we will go ahead and take this back from up here in the booth. So we had an illegal defense and then 2 personal fouls. So it'll be 1 on-time down here for Columbus. So we had 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. So it'll be a personal foul against number 14, Jacob Smith for Columbus, number 6, JT Taylor for Wheeling. But then there was also illegal defense against the Miners. So that is why we are going to have the 1 on-time down. So Espinosa with Fortson, the sidecar off to his right. Man goes in motion. That's Riverio. Espinosa back to pass, and he's going to get it to the former Florida State Seminole Fortson, and he is going to be hit hard and brought down at the 15-yard line by Dio DeSois. Coach Mont Gaiman and Raymond Cutts running to Espinosa's side there to pick him up. And folks, that's going to wrap up the first quarter. Now let's set. I think we have a little bit of technical difficulties down there. So the Miners leading 18-13 at the half. We will get Hudson back in here once again for some of the commentary and everything. But Jeff, a great first half between these two teams, but defense has really taken center stage here in this first half.
Now I'm off. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, so, yeah, just both defenses really stepping it up, making plays when they have to, and the offense is kind of running their tires a little bit in the mud. So we'll see what this second half has to offer.
Yeah, definitely some second half adjustments from both sides here on the offensive side of the ball, but it's really difficult when you have these guys playing such great defense right now. So make sure you stay tuned here for the second half. 18-13. We'll see you in the second half.
You have ambitions, and RE/MAX Commercial could help you achieve them. As part of the trusted RE/MAX brand, we know what it takes to build a lasting business. For you, that might mean office space, a retail property, or undeveloped land anywhere in the world. For us, there's no such thing as too specialized or too far. So whatever your portfolio needs, our brokers have solutions to satisfy. RE/MAX Commercial. Expand with expertise.
When it's time for your next step, before the sign goes in the yard, you need a partner you can trust, an agent who listens first, then leads with expertise, who knows the neighborhoods, and has the connections. A RE/MAX agent makes your home stand out with listings built to stop the scroll. On social media, they create engaging posts and video content. inspiring the next homeowner to take a closer look. And with a presence in more than 100 countries and territories, RE/MAX agents have access to more buyers in more places. From guided showings to pricing and negotiation, a RE/MAX agent brings care and skill to everything they do. So when it's time to sell, trust your home to a RE/MAX agent.
Every team has a routine. The game day grind, the travel, the details that keep everything running smooth. And when it comes to staying clean, there's only one place this crew trusts. This is Wash Right Car Wash, the car wash the miners use. From the players up front to the mascot in the back, this van has seen it all. Road dust, rain, mud, late nights, long drives. Wash Right handles it every time. With powerful cleaning, spot-free finishes, and a shine that shows up whether it's game day or a travel day. No shortcuts, no missed spots, just a clean ride that's ready for the next stop. Because when you represent a team, you represent a city. And showing up clean matters. Wash Right is fast, reliable, built for everyday drivers, and trusted by the miners. When the miners need their ride game ready, they roll through Wash Right. You should too. Wash Right Car Wash. Use the car wash the miners use.
You have ambitions, and RE/MAX Commercial could help you achieve them. As part of the trusted RE/MAX brand, we know what it takes to build a lasting business. For you, that might mean office space, a retail property, or undeveloped land anywhere in the world. For us, there's no such thing as too specialized or too far. So whatever your portfolio needs, our brokers have solutions to satisfy. RE/MAX Commercial. Expand with expertise.
When it's time for your next step, before the sign goes in the yard, you need a partner you can trust, an agent who listens first, then leads with expertise, who knows the neighborhoods, and has the connections. A RE/MAX agent makes your home stand out. With listings built to stop the scroll. On social media, they create engaging posts and video content, inspiring the next homeowner to take a closer look. And with a presence in more than 100 countries and territories, RE/MAX agents have access to more buyers in more places. From guided showings to pricing and negotiation, a RE/MAX agent brings care and skill to everything they do. So when it's time to sell, trust your home to a RE/MAX agent.
Every team has a routine. The game day grind, the travel, the details that keep everything running smooth. And when it comes to staying clean, there's only one place this crew trusts. This is Wash Right Car Wash, the car wash the miners use. From the players up front to the mascot in the back, this van has seen it all. Road dust, rain, mud, late nights, long drives. Wash Right handles it every time. With powerful cleaning, spot-free finishes, and a shine that shows up whether it's game day or a travel day. No shortcuts, no missed spots, just a clean ride that's ready for the next stop. Because when you represent a team, you represent a city. And showing up clean matters. Wash Right is fast, reliable, built for everyday drivers, and trusted by the miners. When the miners need their ride game ready, they roll through Wash Right. You should too. Wash Right Car Wash. Use the car wash the miners use.
You have ambitions, and RE/MAX Commercial could help you achieve them. As part of the trusted RE/MAX brand, we know what it takes to build a lasting business. For you, that might mean office space, a retail property, or undeveloped land anywhere in the world. For us, there's no such thing as too specialized or too far. So whatever your portfolio needs, our brokers have solutions to satisfy. RE/MAX Commercial. Expand with expertise.
When it's time for your next step, before the sign goes in the yard, you need a partner you can trust, an agent who listens first, then leads with expertise, who knows the neighborhoods, and has the connections. A RE/MAX agent makes your home stand out with listings built to stop the scroll. On social media, they create engaging posts and video content, inspiring the next homeowner to take a closer look. And with a presence in more than 100 countries and territories, RE/MAX agents have access to more buyers in more places. From guided showings to pricing and negotiation, a RE/MAX agent brings care and skill to everything they do. So when it's time to sell, trust your home to a RE/MAX agent.
Every team has a routine. The game day grind, the travel, the details that keep everything running smooth. And when it comes to staying clean, there's only one place this crew trusts. This is Wash Right Car Wash, the car wash the miners use. From the players up front to the mascot in the back, this van has seen it all. Road dust, rain, mud, late nights, long drives. Wash Right handles it every time. With powerful cleaning, spot-free finishes, and a shine that shows up whether it's game day or a travel day. No shortcuts, no missed spots, just a clean ride that's ready for the next stop. Because when you represent a team, you represent a city. And showing up clean matters. Wash Right is fast, reliable, built for everyday drivers, and trusted by the miners. When the miners need their ride game ready, they roll through Wash Right. You should too. Wash Right Car Wash. Use the car wash the miners use.
You have ambitions, and RE/MAX Commercial could help you achieve them. As part of the trusted RE/MAX brand, we know what it takes to build a lasting business. For you, that might mean office space, a retail property, or undeveloped land anywhere in the world. For us, there's no such thing as too specialized or too far. So whatever your portfolio needs, our brokers have solutions to satisfy. RE/MAX Commercial. Expand with expertise.
When it's time for your next step, before the sign goes in the yard, you need a partner you can trust, an agent who listens first, then leads with expertise, who knows the neighborhoods and has the connections. A RE/MAX agent makes your home stand out with listings built to stop the scroll. On social media, they create engaging posts and video content, inspiring the next homeowner to take a closer look. And with a presence in more than 100 countries and territories, RE/MAX agents have access to more buyers in more places. From guided showings to pricing and negotiation, a RE/MAX agent brings care and skill to everything they do. So when it's time to sell, trust your home to a RE/MAX agent.
Every team has a routine. The game day grind, the travel, the details that keep everything running smooth. And when it comes to staying clean, there's only one place this crew trusts. This is Wash Right Car Wash, the car wash the miners use. From the players up front to the mascot in the back, this van has seen it all. Road dust, rain, mud, late nights, long drives. Wash Right handles it every time. With powerful cleaning, spot-free finishes, and a shine that shows up whether it's game day or a travel day. No shortcuts, no missed spots, just a clean ride that's ready for the next stop. Because when you represent a team, you represent a city. And showing up clean matters. Wash Right is fast, reliable, built for everyday drivers, and trusted by the miners. When the miners need their ride game ready, they roll through Wash Right. You should too. Wash Right Car Wash. Use the car wash the miners use.
You have ambitions, and RE/MAX Commercial could help you achieve them. As part of the trusted RE/MAX brand, we know what it takes to build a lasting business. For you, that might mean office space, a retail property, or undeveloped land anywhere in the world. For us, there's no such thing as too specialized or too far. So whatever your portfolio needs, our brokers have solutions to satisfy. RE/MAX Commercial. Expand with expertise.
When it's time for your next step, before the sign goes in the yard, you need a partner you can trust, an agent who listens first, then leads with expertise, who knows the neighborhoods, and has the connections. A RE/MAX agent makes your home stand out with listings built to stop the scroll. On social media, they create engaging posts and video content, inspiring the next homeowner to take a closer look. And with a
And welcome back inside WesBanco Arena here. We are getting set for the second half kickoff here, and it will come off the leg of Braden Wood here from the Columbus Lions. The Miners hanging on to an 18-13 lead to begin the second half here. Chris Thoburn alongside of Jeffrey Blumenauer. And Jeff, we were treated to a great first half, and I know that these fans are in for a great, hard-hitting second half.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about hard hitting for sure. What a hit by JT Taylor. Lined it up perfectly to end the first half. So second half here, Miners get the football. So we'll see what we have in store here for this one.
So Braden Wood set to kick off here for Columbus. Back deep is Rainius Daramola. He's able to get it right under the scoreboard. What a kick there by Wood, but a nice return here by Daramola. Makes a few cuts, still on his feet. Gains about 6 extra yards after the original contact. And will be brought down at the 21-yard line. First down and 10 for the Miners. And Jeff, the Miners get the ball here. They're going to try to take this ever important 2-possession lead.
Yeah, need to set up here, need to get a good possession here to start the second half, put the ball in the end zone, try to extend this lead.
They're going to put the big boys in the backfield here. You're going to see Shamil Roberts, Deshaun Johnson, Justin Nelson, and Caden Berger, all offensive linemen out there. We'll see who will line up in the backfield. That's going to be Johnson. He will be the sidecar. Off to Clark's left. Daramola is the motion man for Wheeling. Clark back to pass, has Daramola wide open on the other side, makes a spin move, tiptoes along the boards, and he will have a Miners first down inside the Lions' 15-yard line.
Daramola is somebody, very young player, only a couple years into arena, somebody that's really taken fire here in Wheeling and is just honing his craft right now. Great reception there by Daramola, getting upfield. What a route there, and what a great route by AC Coleman as well, bringing the defenders away from Daramola.
Yeah, Daramola at 6'1", 195 pounds. Started at Hobart and then ended with powerhouse Mary Hardin Baylor in Division III. First down and 10 for the Miners from the Columbus 13. There goes Coleman in motion. Clark back to pass. Gets a nice hold from the line and unable to hit Coleman as he tried to thread the needle between 3 different Columbus Lions. You had the jack and the 2 defensive backs were back there.
I'm not totally against that throw, though, Chris. I like it. He puts it out only where Alex Coleman can get it. If he can't get it, nobody gets it.
That's what I said. He just absolutely threaded the needle between those 3 defenders. And even the 3 defenders looked at each other like, how did that happen? Second down and 10 upcoming for Wheeling. Ball is on the Columbus 13. Twins over to the far side, Daramola and Robinson. Coleman here on the near side. Daramola is going to be the motion man for the Miners. Clark dropping back to pass, looks over, hits Coleman, who dives forward, and he will be knocked out of bounds, or into the boards rather, at the 6-yard line. Green making the stop for Columbus at the 6. To bring up, I'll see where they place the sticks here. Roughly going to be about a 3rd down and 3, maybe a long 2. They have to get just past the 4-yard line, but not quite to the 3. 12-15 and counting here in the third quarter, 18-13 Wheeling. Trips here to the near side in this tight formation. Johnson is the sidecar off to the left of Clark. Daramola is going to be your motion man. It's going to be a jet sweep. Daramola driving forward. He's going to be close to the sticks. And it's going to be a 4th down. That's what I said. They had to get just past the 4-yard line, not quite to the 3 there. This is literally going to be 4th down in inches. Upcoming here for Wheeling. I mean, Jeff, I'm just saying you have all 330 pounds of Deshaun Johnson in the backfield right now. And then all the hog mollies up front there in Roberts, Nelson, and Berger.
Former all first team NAL fullback, so not a bad option back there.
So we'll see if they're going to go with Johnson or if they're going to go with Clark. It's going to be Clark moving forward. We do have multiple flags on the play. It's going to be a 1st down if this stands. And oh boy, Clark is down. And this could be a very dangerous situation here as Daryl Clark. Now he's trying to push himself up on his own power. But that was definitely a very scary situation there at first. Clark didn't even move. Yeah, something is definitely wrong with quarterback Daryl Clark down there. It will be a 1st down for the Miners. It was an illegal defense against Columbus. So more likely now we're going to see Tylen Oden, the 6'5", 190-pound quarterback, spent some time at Rutgers. Also spent some time at Virginia State. He is a quarterback, mainly playing wide receiver this year. Second game of the season, we've seen Tylen Oden here at West Banco Arena. But the first time we'll see him line up in the, well, no, check that. Second time. He did play some at the end of the Maryland War Eagles game. So fresh set of downs here for the Miners as they have first down and goal from the 2. Oden is your quarterback. 6'4", 330-pound Deshaun Johnson behind him. Oden trying to go forward. Unfortunately, Oden is about only 190. He doesn't have the 240 or 235 that Daryl Clark has. So no gain on the play, and that's going to bring up second down and 2 for Wheeling. And Jeff, like you said, it gets a little tougher down here in indoor ball.
It does, and I mean, not a bad option in the backfield for Johnson as well.
So Clark is rubbing some dirt on this one and coming back into the game. I think the biggest thing with Clark on that last one is he had to come out because they did blow the whistle for the injury. Definitely doesn't look 100%, but he's getting right back in there. That just shows the warrior that Daryl Clark is. Clark coming in under center. Man goes in motion. That's Robinson. Here's the handoff to Robinson, driving forward. He's into the end zone. Isaiah Robinson. Touchdown, Miners.
What a way to use Johnson there as a blocker, a lead blocker for Isaiah Robinson. And he finds his way into the end zone for the score.
Isaiah Robinson, 6'3", 180 pounds, and he dances his way into the end zone. And now Jeffy's going to come out here and beat the long snapper.
They've used him and Jack Perry tonight, so kind of rotating in and out long snappers.
Man, Robinson can do it all out there. Jim Terry in to attempt the extra point to be out of the AC Coleman hold. Terry has this one lined up, and he will split the uprights, and good. 8:55 remaining in the third quarter. Miners lead the Lions 25-13. You're listening to Wheeling Miners football. And welcome back inside of West Banco Arena. A 2-yard rushing touchdown from Isaiah Robinson gives the Miners a 25-13 lead with 8:55 to go here in the third quarter. Jim Terry has this one teed up once again for Wheeling. Back deep is Jacob Smith for Columbus. Here's the kick from Terry, and Smith will have his second opportunity to return one here tonight. Smith gets a burst of speed here to the outside, where he's going to be brought down from behind. Raymond Cutts, Rainius Daramola on the stop for Wheeling.
Raymond Cutts just everywhere for the Miners tonight on that defensive line and also on the kickoff team as well. So having himself a game, maybe not on the stat sheet, but boy, is he everywhere.
Yeah, Raymond Cutts, he was somebody I knew a little bit about when he was coming in this year. And I knew, he was a smaller defensive defensive end in terms of his weight and size, but he's 6'4", 240 pounds, and he's just an absolute train down there.
Yeah, spent last season and then training camp with the Omaha Beef. So definitely a great player in Raymond Cutts, and definitely made his mark here in Wheeling.
Gretel is the motion man for Columbus as Espinosa drops back to pass. Couldn't get it to Simmons as it went in and out of his hand. They were trying to free up Simmons there on that screenplay because he is definitely one of the fastest receivers out there for the Columbus Lions.
Absolutely. Todd Simmons really just fast anywhere he goes. I mean, he's been in the Canadian Football League. He's played in the XFL. He's played in almost every arena league you can think of. And, you know, he's somebody almost as a hired hand. You know, you need a receiver, you call him up. So you call Todd Simmons Jr. up and say, hey, I need a speedy receiver, and he shows up.
Don't forget, also was in camp with the Baltimore Ravens in the NFL. So Simmons is going to be the motion man. He's going to be working on Isaiah Robinson. These two know each other very well, playing against each other the last 3 years. Here goes Espinosa. Back to pass. He wants Simmons the whole way, so I thought, but it was Jacob Smith. And Smith's pass, or check that, the reception is broke up there by J.T. Taylor. Dangerous play there as Smith went right into the down marker, but able to get up on his own power. And Jeff, in on the coverage there, J.T. Taylor.
Having himself a game is J.T. Taylor, really coming into his own into that defensive back position. You mentioned he played a little bit of quarterback last year, really didn't have a position. I mean, played everywhere, but really has made the transition, changed his number from 23 to 6, and really has just taken over in there in that defensive backfield.
Don't forget, doing a great job on special teams last year as well for the Miners. Was on both kick return and kickoff. Espinosa, back to pass, looking across the middle. This time the pass is complete to Smith, and he is brought down by Isaiah Robinson, but not after picking up a first down inside of the Miners' 15. I believe that was Coach Mott and threw the challenge flag out there for offsides. I mean, the Miners bench erupted right before that ball was snapped. And so I think Coach McKinney and Coach Mott both saw what everybody saw there, and more likely will be going to the challenge. So going to the review here. Well, Jeff, this could be a really big play here. It was a first down as it stands right now. Ball would be on the 13-yard line for the Miners. And almost right away, the Miners bench erupted, and then the challenge flag came right out after that reception there by Smith.
Yeah, you heard it. You thought it was the crowd, but here it was the Miners bench, and then Coach Mott immediately throws the challenge flag and just reading and reacting to that play. So could be a big play for the Lions to be taken off the boards. We'll take a look here and see what's going on, but we've talked about it. This game is not disappointed. It is 1-2 in the league, and just a great atmosphere, playoff atmosphere at Westbanco tonight.
It really has been indeed. I mean, a great crowd on hand here. A lot of the Columbus Lions fans, I mean, they made their way up here. They have a large gathering over here to the left of you and I, even down into the main seats here. They also have some support behind their bench, a team that definitely travels very, very well.
Absolutely, and that's one thing. If you follow them on social media, they are all over it. They wanted to come in and take over Westbanco and also take over the stream. So, I mean, I give them credit. Great fan base, and a long-running team, and that's how you build it, is on fan bases.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, not to mention, I mean, always have that fantastic blue and silver, blue and white going on down there. Just a historic program. And the Miners right now, I mean, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to establish themselves as a big-time program. And, I mean, they've seen a championship in their first season, competed very well in the NAL last year, and then going for an AAL championship this year.
Absolutely. Very excited when, you know, the Lions said they were going to the AAL, and then we announced as well. And I was like, man, that's going to be great rivalries. And then you add the Bearcats into the fold as well. So let's get the call here on the field. And the Miners are celebrating, so definitely looks like it's going to go in their favor.
So that would mean, too, that the Miners will keep their challenge here for the second half. Challenge is successful. So that will move the ball back into Columbus territory at the 17.
And, Chris, you know, in arena, offsides could pretty much be called anytime it's looked at. So not a bad challenge there by Coach Mont and company and Coach Mack. So a great thing to win the challenge there and, you know, stop the positive play from the Columbus Lions.
So Jack Perry out there now. He will line up at the Mac back there with Javon Johnson. Sean McGee, Dio DeSois, and Raymond Cutts are down on the D line. Isaiah Robinson, Myron Mounds, JT Taylor. JT Taylor, 2 interceptions so far here tonight. One of those has been returned for a pick six. One-on-one coverage here on the outside. Espinosa was going down. Cutts is celebrating, but we had a flag come in. I think we're going to have a horse collar tackle. See what the call is. This is going to be an interesting one.
Well, they're going to get him for intentional grounding here, but also on the backside. Maybe a hold.
Yeah, as the officials come together here, 5:57 and counting here in the third quarter, 25-13 Miners.
Could be anything of the sort in that small box.
Yeah, I think you're going to have a little bit of both. Maybe offsetting penalties. Yep, 2 fouls. So we have intentional grounding on the play. And now the challenge flag looks like it's going to come back out, possibly. Columbus coach holding it there to the side. So another challenge. This one coming out from Columbus, being a legal defense. We'll step aside here. 5:57 to go in the third quarter. 25-13 Miners. You're listening to Wheeling Miners football. Back here, West Banco Arena. So will be intentional grounding and no illegal defense. So Columbus will lose the timeout and their final challenge. So no remaining challenges for Columbus. And the ball will be on the 12-yard line. So this will be a second down and a country mile for Columbus. Todd Simmons, Josias Credle, and Jacob Smith are your wide receivers for the Lions. Espinosa back to pass, gets it over to Smith, who gets a burst of speed, and he will have the first down up to the 24-yard line. So they use Simmons and Krettel over on the far side, kind of as bait over there, and they were able to hit Smith going right up the middle for a fantastic reception.
Yeah, kind of set up a screen there for him across the field and cut it back up into the middle of the field and get the positive yardage there back for the Lions.
Smith, though, unfortunately had to come off the field. I think he's cramping up down there, so they're going to get him stretched out over there on the sidelines. But the very dangerous Jesse Riverio into the game as well. He's lined up in the stack formation with Krettel here on the near side. Todd Simmons coming over here as well as the motion man. Espinosa back to pass, gets some room, and Espinosa will rush, and he is very close to a first down, and he'll get it. So back-to-back first downs here for Columbus, this time on the feet of Blaine Espinosa.
Great read there by Espinosa, seeing it, reading it, and running with his feet there and getting the first down and extending the drive here.
So 4:37 and counting here in the third quarter. Columbus threatening now. Ball is on the 18-yard line. A fresh set of downs for the guys in blue. Stack formation, very similar formation to the last one, as Simmons is going to take off here for Columbus. He gets it on the curl route. Espinosa wants to go deep and making a crazy catch. And touchdown there is Jesse Riverio. What a touchdown reception that was for Riverio.
Way to reach out and find the goal line there, but penalty flags throwing a little extracurricular activities after the play. A lot of that happening here in this tight contested game.
Yeah, you're definitely going to see that out of these two teams. Very, very similar talent-wise. See what the call is here from the official. So it's Riverio after their touchdown. So that'll be on the kickoff there. Braden Wood in to attempt the extra point. Try to make this a 5-point game for the Lions as the clock striking around 4 minutes here in the third quarter. It's a high snap. They're able to get it down, and Wood is able to split the uprights. You got to hand it to both Michael Hill and Braden Wood. Extra point is good. 3:57 to go in the third quarter. Miners hanging on to a 25-20 lead over Columbus. You're listening to Wheeling Miners football. Welcome back inside Wesbanco Arena here. Jesse Riverio with the impressive touchdown reception there. And the Lions deficit is now 5 against the Miners. 3:57 to go here in the third quarter. Braden Wood set to kick off here for Columbus. Rainius Daramola back deep for the Miners. Comes the kick here. It's going to be a line drive kick. This one's going to be a good one, as unable to field it cleanly was Daramola, and that's exactly what you wanted to do if you were Wood. And that ball's going to go out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. So the Miners are going to be pinned into the shadows of their own goalposts.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Daramola could not play it. He tried to one hop it there, and unfortunately it hits off his arm and bounces out of bounds. So unfortunate, not good field position for the Miners here, but once again, great kick by Columbus.
And throwing the ball back in there was Craig McIntyre. We want to wish him a very special happy birthday here today. Happy birthday, Craig. Spending it here with his team in Wheeling, right here at Westbanco Arena. First down and 10 coming. They actually marked it out at the 11. So a first down and 10. Tylen Oden back out in the wide receiver position here on the near side. Daramola on the far side. Your motion man is Alex Coleman. Back to pass is Clark. Clark has time. Going for a home run ball to Oden, and it goes out of bounds. And helping him back in there was Wardlow, as both those guys just a ton of speed, and neither one flipped over the boards there, so that was good to see. Wardlow actually helping Oden to stay in there.
Oden had a couple steps on him. Clark just a little too much air on that one and gets it down outside of the board. So he tames that back in a little bit. That might be 6.
Yeah, absolutely indeed. 2:52 and counting in this tightly contested game. Receivers over to the far side. Daramola is going to take over in the motion as the motion man. Alex Coleman is stationary over on the far side. Oden's here on the near side. Clark dropping back, looking over to the far side. Passes complete to Coleman, and he'll be knocked into the boards there by Jakari Thomas, but gains the ball all the way up to the 18. Brings up a 3rd down and 3 for the Miners from their own 18-yard line.
Once again, a nice wall route there by Alex Coleman. It's really been his bread and butter here tonight, staying close to the wall and getting those clutch catches. Setting up 3rd and short here for the Miners.
Oden over on the far side. Coleman, your motion man, on the near side. Daramola in tight coverage over there with the veteran Joel Green. Here's the handoff to Plowden, going to the outside. Plowden trying to bulldoze his way forward. Forward progress gets him to the 20, but he is going to be short by about a yard, and it'll bring up 4th and 1 for the Miners. So a powerful run there by Andy Plowden. Just was unable to get that extra inch that he needed. Yancey got the initial contact there on the outside. I think Ware came in and was able to pick up that second tackle. So 4th down and 1 upcoming. Clark lining up behind his center in Berger. Motion man is Daramola. Here's the handoff to Plowden, going up the middle. I have no idea who has the football, and it's Plowden. And he will have a Miners first down, and then they're going to get some more after DeCoven Ware or somebody slammed Plowden into the wall after the whistle. We'll get the call here from the officials, but the Miners more than likely are going to be able to tack on 15 yards after that run. Here comes the call from the officials with 1:06 to go in the 3rd quarter. It was DeAndre Brown, and it will be an unnecessary roughness penalty. I'll move the ball all the way up to the Columbus 19. Fresh set of downs here for the Miners, now in Columbus territory.
Good to see Andy Plowden back there in the running back position, get some positive carries there. He's always talked about wanting to go back to that running back position in his, regular spot.
Yeah, that's his natural position. Also plays that Mac position. Coleman in motion. Clark back to pass. Clark looking for Coleman in the end zone, and the veteran Joel Green is the one that gets the interception there. So Joel Green, now we got some more extracurriculars going on. I know Clark was hit pretty hard. And now, wow, being restrained by his own teammate is DeAndre Brown, as that was Mikael Yancey. I think Yancey might have the most impressive tackle of the night right there. As he's going to have to be escorted off the field. So we have multiple flags on the play. So Shamil Roberts is the guilty party on that one. And it'll be a first down after the interception by Droel Green. So the ball will be at the 20-yard line after the interception there by Green. Had some extracurriculars after the play, but I think cooler heads have prevailed now. 38 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Like I said, defense is taking center stage in this one. 2 interceptions for the Lions, 3 for the Miners. Here goes Simmons in motion. Espinosa back to pass. Pass is complete to Smith on the outside, and he'll be ran into the boards there by Javon Johnson. He'll get up to the 24 into Miners territory. And it'll bring up second down and get those 4s up. We are in for a treat here in the fourth quarter. Wheeling leading Columbus 25-20. Don't go anywhere. Fourth quarter action coming your way next. You're listening to Wheeling Miners football. Fourth quarter getting ready to come your way now. Second down and 4 upcoming for Columbus in this back and forth battle between the top 2 teams in the AAL. Stack formation over on the far side. They're able to get it to Fortson, the former Florida State product, and he is going to be hammered into the wall there. Dio DeSois with the big hit on the former Florida State Seminole. Man, that was a mouthful coming out.
What a hit there by DeSois. Just finishing the play.
So no gain on the play. It'll bring up third down and 4 for Columbus. Treadle, Smith, and Simmons are going to be your receivers out there for the Lions. Smith and Simmons here to the near side. Over on the far side is Treadle. Espinosa has Fortson as his sidecar off to the left. Just under just a minute already passed here in the fourth quarter. We have a flag on the play. Espinosa looking out to the far side, and the pass is complete. That is Jacob Smith. We did have a flag almost right away. It's going to be an illegal defense against the Miners. Penalty is declined. It'll be a first down for the Lions inside the Miners 15. So this ball will be placed at the 13 and a fresh set of downs for the Lions. I was going to say, I was like, whoa, Miners are lined off way offsides here. So in there now, Garrett cuts into SWAT in the middle. Same defensive backcourt, Taylor, Mounds, and Robinson. Sean McGee is in there in the MAC, and they tried to look over to Krettel, and Espinosa just could not get enough on that one. But Krettel had a step there on the defender.
A nice job there by Krettel trying to get open, but Espinosa pocket collapsing very quickly and couldn't make the read he wanted.
And Smith has to come back off again. I believe he's cramping up again over there. They're going to try to get him stretched out. Coming in is Riverio, who had that very impressive touchdown in the third quarter. 12:55 and counting here in the fourth. Second down rather, and 10. Espinosa coming in under center with twins here to the near side. One receiver over to the far side. That's Simmons, the motion man down there for Columbus. Espinosa looking towards the end zone. Simmons was tripped up on the play, and Taylor was upset with himself because he could have had an interception off the boards there. Brings up a 3rd down and 10 as Smith tried to plant himself in the end zone there and just tripped up. So ball is on the 13-yard line and a 3rd down upcoming. Like I was saying, Sean McGee, Javon Johnson are your linebackers. You have Garrett here on the outside, Dessois in the middle, and Cuts on the outside. Goes a man in motion. This one's going to be Riverio. It's going to be a pass out to Fortson, and Fortson lowers his shoulder, and he is into the end zone for the Columbus touchdown. Getting a big block on the outside there was Jaleel Mathis to free up Fortson for the Columbus touchdown.
Columbus utilizing the aggressiveness once again of the Miners defense and calling that screen, letting everybody come in and dumping it over top.
Great job there by Espinosa to keep his footing for that throw and that touchdown pass. Braden Wood in to attempt the extra point. This will be out of the Michael Hill hold. Here's the snap. It's a low one, and Wood picks it up, and he's just going to dive back on top of it. And no extra point is no good. So, Jeff, I wouldn't expect anything much different from these two teams. It's a 1-point game. Columbus leading Wheeling 26-25. You're listening to Wheeling Miners football. Braden Wood set to kick off here. It is a 1-point game between these two AAL juggernauts. Wood set to kick off after the touchdown pass from Espinosa to Fortson, but Wood's going to kick this one over into his own bench area. Ball will be placed at the 20-yard line. 1st down and 10 for Wheeling. 10:58 to go here in the fourth quarter. The Miners were threatening on their first drive before a green interception. Now the Miners going to try to get one back into the end zone there. 3 different lead changes in this game.
Game as advertised, like we talked about. 100%.
I mean, just like the first game when these two squads locked up. Odin is your far side receiver. Daramola here on the near side. Alex Coleman is going to be your motion man for the Miners. Clark back to pass, looking across the middle, overthrows Coleman. And I tell you what, it was a good thing that Coleman got his hand on that one, because that could have been a clear interception for Jakari Thomas. Now, Odin got tied up on the play. Not sure what happened. I think he might have got the wind knocked out of him down there once that pass was released. So 2nd down and 10. Isaiah Robinson going to have to come back in. Isaiah Robinson's going to have to come back in here at the wide receiver position. You also have A.J. Bowen available too. Can play defensive back and wide receiver. The Central Valley High School product out of Pittsburgh. I believe he also had a game in this arena. I know he played for the Pittsburgh Outlaws, but I think he had a game with the Pittsburgh Defenders here too against the Rough Riders. Former West Virginia Rough Rider Cam Dixon down on the bench here. Unfortunately, was not available tonight due to a lower body injury. More likely will return next week against the Wolfpack. 2nd down and 10. Upcoming for the Miners. Here goes Alex Coleman in motion. Clark back to pass. Pump fakes. Looks over to the side to Daramola. Daramola has some field in front of him. Makes a cut at the 15. Dragging tacklers inside the 10. And will finally be knocked down at the 9-yard line. Having to come all the way back to make that tackle was Makewell Harvey. And what a play there by Rainius Daramola. And he has a 1st down and goal for his Miners.
Pure determination there by Daramola, dragging Lions down the field and getting that extra yards, setting up a big momentum shift for the Miners.
Just never gave up on that play. And you got to hand it to Justin Nelson, too. The 6'4", 290-pound offensive lineman just came flying down the field here. And unfortunately, the Miners are going to have to burn a timeout, because they were getting awfully close there to a delay a game. I believe each team has burned one timeout. Let's go ahead and burn one with them. 9:23 to go in the 4th quarter. Don't you go anywhere, folks. 26-25. You're listening to Wheeling Miners football. And we're back to action here after the timeout by the Miners. 1st down and goal, 9:23 to go. Miners down by 1. Trips formation here on the near side. Robinson, Daramola, and Coleman. Like I said, I know Robinson has had that high-octane fuel in his body for this one. More likely, if Odin's not able to go, you're going to see Robinson more likely on both sides of the ball. Coleman, your motion man for Wheeling. Back to pass is Clark in the shotgun formation. Clark rolling out to his left, and this one was almost intercepted as well. And it's going to be knocked down by the linebacker, Kenyatta Richardson, linebacker out of Southern Nazarene.
Don't forget the big hit that Darryl Clark took in that 1st half. Still trying to knock the cobwebs out.
He got hit hard after that interception too. So Clark coming back in here under center. Clock strikes at 8:48 and counting. Ball is on the far side hash mark of the 9. Daramola, Coleman are your receivers here on the near side. Coleman's going to be your motion man. Robinson's over on the far side. Here goes Robinson. It's going to be a keeper play by Clark. Flag right away. That's going to go against the Miners. I believe we had a false start And Clark's down again. Now he's able to get up on his own power. I tell you what, Clark stands at 6'5", and I feel like DeAndre Brown is just like towering over him. Oh, so this is going to go against Columbus for illegal defense. So it'll be a first down or second down rather on the illegal defense. Yeah, I would really like. We weren't given the sizes here, but DeAndre Brown's got to be all of like 6'7", 6'8". The Southern Miss product. So be a second down and goal from the 4 for Wheeling. Johnson is your fullback. Coleman. We have some confusion here in the flat. I was going to say that play was pretty much broken from the start. Be a false start against the Miners. So we'll move the Miners back. So that'll move the Miners back to the 9 on that false start. So both penalties is basically offset each other there with the illegal defense with Columbus and then the Miners false start.
Yeah, back to where we started.
So it'll be a second down and 9. The second down and 9 upcoming here for the Miners as Robinson will be your motion man for Wheeling. Clark looking back towards the end zone. He has Robinson wide open. Touchdown Miners. Isaiah Robinson, an interception, a rushing touchdown, and now a go-ahead receiving touchdown. And the Miners take a 31-26 lead.
What a route by Isaiah Robinson. Throws up the corner in the backside and just standing there waiting for Daryl Clark to feed him the football.
And they are going to go for 2 here. Because right now it's only a 5-point game. And unfortunately, Jeff, Tylen Oden walking off the field. Looks like his night is done. So they will be without the services of their backup quarterback and also another wide receiver. So like I said, Robinson really putting the high octane in the tank here. Going to have to play on both sides of the ball. So second down upcoming, or a 2-point conversion upcoming. Sorry about that, folks. Coleman, the motion man, but Clark drops the football, and it's going to be recovered by Columbus. 31-26. The Miners lead right now with 6:10 to go. Just kind of a crazy scenario there, Jeff, as both these teams our 4th lead change of the game in this one.
Unbelievable. We'll say it 100 more times before this game is over with. As advertised, this game, unbelievable, crazy. I really thought it was going to be a lot more scoring, to be honest. With the way these offenses have played and been able to put points on the board, I really thought that both offenses really put more points on the board, but defenses really have come to play here tonight.
Oh, they really have indeed. I mean, you can definitely see the adjustments that both teams have made. And just from the weeks into the season here, just a fantastic football game on both sides here. We want to thank you, the fans, for tuning in here tonight. We would not be able to do this without you guys. And now they're going to step aside for the media timeout. So we will go ahead and step aside with them. 31-26 Miners. You're listening to Wheeling Miners football. Jim Terry set to kick off here for the Miners after Isaiah Robinson's second touchdown of the night. He got one on the ground and then also got one through the air by Daryl Clark, as Jeff mentioned, a picture-perfect route for Isaiah Robinson. Jim Terry is going to kick this one off to the outside. It's going to be received there by Kreddle. So that did not go the way the Miners wanted it to go. That's Coach Mott having a conversation with Jim Terry. But now, with 6:06 to go, the Lions are set up on their own 13-yard line.
A miscommunication there. Not something you hear about from the defensive coordinator and the kicker, but Jim Terry basically taking it into his own hands there and trying to get the ball back.
So it'll be first down for the Lions on the Miners 13, 5:48 and counting. Espinosa coming back in under center. Good to see Smith back into the game. Here's the handoff to Fortson. Fortson able to spin to the outside, keeps his footing, and then will be knocked out at the 5. Andy Plowden, Isaiah Robinson, who else was over there? Myron Mounds making the stop for Wheeling. It'll be second down in about 2 for Columbus. Garrett, Dessois, and Cuts. Oh, yeah, just realized. I think this is the first time we've seen Plowden in the MAC tonight. Now, Fortson's going to line up as the receiver. Careful if they pitch it to him here. That's exactly what they're going to do. Fortson going forward, and Plowden and Dessois able to stand him up on that one. Now, don't forget, Fortson can play the wide receiver position too. But they were going to him all the way on the handoff. And that'll be a first down and goal for Columbus. So the Miners really going to have to dig deep here with 4:20 and counting in the fourth quarter. Here on the near side is Jacob Smith. Kreddle and Fortson over on that far side. Once again, Fortson can play wide receiver, but they're going to hand it off to the big man, and bulldozing his way into the end zone is Maquel Harvey, and he has the touchdown, and the Lions go up by 1, 32-31.
Once again, punch, counter punch, punch again. Both of these teams really putting on a show.
And showing that it's using everybody on the field.
Yeah, it's taken everybody. It's taken a village here tonight out of both teams.
Because like I said, you had Harvey that got the ball into the end zone there. He's listed as an O-lineman, but also plays on the D-line. So 2-point conversion try for Columbus to try to make this a field goal game. Espinosa coming in under center. Espinosa dropping back, looking towards the end zone, intercepted again by JT Taylor. And unfortunately not smart because he threw it into the crowd. And that's going to cause a flag as well. And that'll be assessed on the kickoff. But unfortunately, that's not going to count as an interception for JT Taylor because it was on the 2-point conversion. But 3 interceptions on the night for JT. 3:05 to go here in the fourth quarter. Miners trailing 32-31. You're listening to Wheeling Miners football. 32-31 in favor of Columbus with 3:05 remaining in regulation play. Rainius Daramola back deep for Wheeling, as is Isaiah Robinson. As Wood is set to kick off here for Columbus. Wood is going to kick this one away. It's going to go into the crowd. Ball will come out here at the 20-yard line. Whoa, we had two young men collide down there on the field. Or check that, in the stands. We had a lot of collisions on the field too as well, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a very hard-hitting physical game out here tonight. And unfortunately, with that throw into the stands, the Miners will be without the services of JT Taylor for the rest of this game.
Yeah, so that was his second personal foul. So the ball is on the 10-yard line. And it'll be first down and 10 for Wheeling. Robinson, Coleman, and Daramola are your receivers. Don't forget Tylen Oden, JT Taylor not available for the rest of this game. Clark, back to pass. Clark looks over, finds Coleman, and would avoid a big hit, but he will be taken down by Wardlow, but not after picking up a first down to their own 21-yard line. 2:31 and counting here in this one.
Great catch by Alex Coleman. What a throw by Daryl Clark. Once again, putting it out in front of him, getting a couple little bit of yards, but getting a nice pat on the helmet there by the Lions. And we've mentioned it multiple times. Alex Coleman, former Columbus Lion and former champion with the Columbus Lions, and under the same head coach in Coach Mack that he's playing for here with the Miners.
Coming in back in under center is Clark. Going to send his man in motion. That's Robinson. Here's the snap. Here comes the pressure from Columbus. Clark has to step up and out of trouble, and he will be brought down and stopped at midfield. Gain of 4 on the play there by Clark as the pressure was coming from the outside from big DeAndre Brown, the Southern Miss product.
Great job there. Oh, here comes a flag.
Yeah, number 5, he stuck the middle finger up over to the side. And honestly, I don't know if that's his second or not for DeAndre Brown. I don't think his first one was an unsportsmanlike. But nonetheless, this will be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Call's trying to come over from the official. We have 1:36 here on a stop clock. Yeah, so 1:36 here on stop clock. There'll be a first down for the Miners. That was Brown's only first. That was only his first personal foul. He had the 10-yard penalty earlier in the game. So it'll be first down for the Miners from the 15 with 1:30 and counting. Plowden is the sidecar off to the left. And Coach McKinney is going to go ahead and burn another timeout. That's only a 30-second timeout. Second of the half here for the Miners. So we're going to keep it right here. Miners will have first and 10 upcoming from the 15-yard line. When we come back here, just what a game this has been. And folks, once again, we want to thank you so much. Whether you're a Columbus Lions or Wheeling Miners fan or just a fan of arena football in general, we want to thank you for tuning in here tonight and enjoying this game with us. We invite you to join us next week as well at Saturday, June 20th, the final regular season game here at Westbanco Arena, featuring the Wheeling Miners and the Mississippi Wolfpack. Robinson is your receiver here on the near side. Coleman be the motion man. What do we got going on here? Not sure what the call is here from the official. There's no flags or anything at 1:26. Already closing in on 10 o'clock here. So here we go again. Daramola will be your wide receiver here on the near side. Robinson over on the far side. Alex Coleman is your motion man for Wheeling. Here's the snap. Here comes the pressure from Columbus. Launching one towards the end zone. It's going to be intercepted. And Isaiah Robinson went check that out, it was Alex Coleman, went flying into the crowd on that one, but it will be an interception for Columbus. And making that interception was Jakari Thomas, the Vanderbilt product. And so the ball will be at the 2-yard line. Miners only with one timeout remaining. But just, man, what an interception there by Thomas.
Coming up big there was Thomas, reading the play, jumping in front of Alex Coleman. Unfortunate, Alex Coleman goes into the boards and to the ground, but he looks to be okay.
Yeah, it definitely looks to be no worse for the wear out there. As the Myers defense is going to have to come back onto the field here. I believe they only do have the one timeout remaining.
Alex Coleman going to have to play defensive back here.
I don't know if AC ever has. And this is going to bring us to the 1-minute warning. And now Coach Mott was calling for Jack Perry. So it will be the 1-minute warning. I mean, you do also have A.J. Bowen available. Defensive back and kicker.
What a game this has been. I mean, unbelievable. We are treated to a really good one here tonight in Wheeling.
That just shows how evenly matched these two teams are.
Absolutely.
It's two great football teams out here in the arena game. This one has definitely been fun to watch. So Fortson is your receiver here on the outside. Brettel and Riverio. Espinosa going to send Fortson in motion. Espinosa going to go forward, and he is going to be brought down by Jack Perry. And also, I could not see, I think Dio Dessois standing up there. Raymond Cutts. Do apologize for that, folks. So the Miners, I believe, are burning their final timeout. So it is 52.8 seconds and a second down upcoming here.
And remember, the Lions only have to gain a yard each time, get the ball going forward, and the clock continues to run. So Miners really going to have to hone in here and try to stop and keep some time on the clock here for their offense to get back out there, only down by a point.
Ball will be on the 4-yard line as Espinosa able to gain 2. So Garrett is out there on the outside. Also down there with the Dessois and Cutts. Here comes the pressure here from the Miners. Fortson is the motion man. Getting that one out of the way is Espinosa, and he slides down. Javon Johnson makes the tackle at the 10. So he makes the tackle at the 10. With 30 seconds to go here in this one, it's going to be a third down and about 2. Third down and 2 about to go here. Coming in under center is Espinosa. He's going to lower his shoulder and go forward. Deswa was everybody trying to go for the strip. And it looks like Espinosa is going to have the first down. So they're going to roll the clock on this one. And what a game it was. 32-31. Columbus escapes WesBanco Arena with the victory here. But Jeff, I tell you what, these two teams put on an absolute show here at WesBanco Arena.
Unbelievable job. And like we mentioned, as advertised between these two teams, what a game. Came down to the final seconds once again. And Miners unfortunately fall to a 1-point deficit here. So next week against the Mississippi Wolfpack, going to close out the season, fix some things, and then they have a playoff game after that. If these two meet in the championship game, the Columbus Lions winning this game here tonight hold home field advantage.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, after a hard-fought game, though, Jeff, you just see the respect between these teams out there. There's no more jawing. There's no more anything like that. The guys are coming together. They're handshaking. They're high-fiving, as we hope all the fans and everybody will do, too. It was a great game here, just a 1-point game, 32-31 in favor of Columbus. But you got to hand it to both of these teams out here. What a game it was.
Absolutely. And most importantly, the Lions stay undefeated. That's a huge notch in their belt to continue on and get into next week to face the Bearcats in a big matchup at home.
And we talk a lot about the defense here in this one. That is essentially what got it. Jakaris Thomas's interception at the end of the game there, that was the key turning point there. He makes the big interception to put the nail in the coffin for the Miners. But, I mean, the Miners on the other side, JT Taylor picking up some big interceptions, Isaiah Robinson also finding the end zone twice in this game, one of the rushing variety, and then also another one of the receiving variety, just playing all sides of the field out there.
Absolutely. And, you know, people stepping up in big ways on both teams. Once again, what a great game. And like I said, last game of the season coming up this next week.
Absolutely, indeed. The Mississippi Wolfpack will be coming to town next week, Jeff. It will be June 20th, OVAC night for all you folks out there. Just come on in, $5 tickets if you're an OVAC member, and we would love to see everybody out here at WesBanco Arena for the final regular season game. But like Jeff mentioned, the Miners will be headed to the playoffs, but as of right now, the Columbus Lions, they have a stranglehold here on the regular season championship, and a great team out there. Great team for the Miners. Jeff, what are your final thoughts on the game here tonight?
Just an unbelievable game. Just grit out of both teams. Like we mentioned, players playing in positions they're not normally used to, and that's on both teams as well. So, you know, we're set up for a great final couple games of the season here out of both teams.
Absolutely, indeed. And we want to thank you, the fans, again for tuning in here tonight. What a game we were treated to, 32-31 in favor of the Columbus Lions as they take home the victory here tonight. For Jeffrey Blumenauer, I'm Chris Thoburn. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week against the Wolfpack. You've been listening to Wheeling Miners Football.